What's up, guys? I've been a bit sick, so I haven't recorded any videos in a while, but now I'm back with my cat Basil in my lap, ready to do some AMFGs. So these are special AMFGs. These are actually from a real live tournament in Princeton, New Jersey that David and I played together. Uh, Unfortunately, he lost 2 of his games. It was a 5-round tournament, and he's missing round 1 and 4. Definitely a strong recommendation to any tournament players. Get yourself a tournament scorebook, because you don't want to lose your score sheets. If you play an amazing game and you want to show everyone and you lose your score sheet, you're out of luck. And if you play a bad game, or really any game, you're going to want to analyze, you're going to want to learn from it. And if you lose it before you put it into a amazing site like Lichess, then you're out of luck. Oh, also I got to plug David's website, chesslessons.com, which I'm happy to do. It just went live a few weeks ago, and you can join for free and watch free content. There is paid content, but feel free to sign up. And there's some endgame lectures by our mutual friend Carlos Mena, who's a strong FM, and yeah, a bunch of free content and some paid content. In the future, you're going to be able to upload your own content, much like YouTube, but it's going to be specialized just for chess. And there'll be a forum where you can talk about chess. There's And the most impressive feature, in my opinion, is called Chess Video Game, which is kind of going to be like a Chess Tempo or Lead Chess Tactics site, except you're going to be able to get tactics custom from your own game. You can send a big PGN, say your games you played on Lead Chess or your tournament games, and it will custom create tactical sets. So I don't even know if I should put the spoiler out there, but I'm sure other people are already trying to copy this. But as far as I know, chesslessons.com is first to do this. So, and that feature is not out yet, but it will be there in the future. So I'm pretty psyched about that. So anyway, this is David's round 2 game against a lady I know. I forgot her name. Oh, Vanita Young. Yeah, she used to play at another New Jersey club that I played at. Um, David was in the under 1700 section, big section. I don't know, maybe 40, 50 people. So E4 was played. We got a like pure modern type defense. This is all very normal, not too many comments so far. And then here's the first move of the game that's, well, you could say unprincipled. So David plays knight f to d7, and he claims that Yakov Norowitz recommended this move to him, but I find that hard to believe. He's probably mixing up the position. This is just really going against like all the principles. Um, Most common moves are c6, knight c6, bishop g4, just getting this bishop outside, and potentially trading it off for this powerful knight here, and then bouncing pressure against the center with either c5, d5, depending on the setup. But so even if a strong player did recommend this move, unless you know the idea, if you're going to play something anti-positional, you really have to know it deep, and you have to know why you're doing it. I mean, I've gotten in trouble myself playing in tournaments where I'm like, oh, I think the opening book recommended this move, but I'm not sure why, and then I play it anyway. And I think it's better to just play something more natural in those positions, because this is really the move that lost David the game. And white just develops normally. C5. Yeah, this position's actually only been reached once in Master Play, probably a little more frequently on Lichess. Yeah, I mean C5 isn't too bad in and of itself, but then um, pawn 6 is just really bad. I highlighted these squares. Um, yeah, the knight is blocking all the other minor pieces pretty much. These two squares are in white's control. White has all his minor pieces developed. Black has only one. Two if you count this knight, but this knight is kind of more in the way than anything. So, yeah. I mean, knight takes makes a lot more sense. David makes the comment, the computer says knight takes c3. I assume he means bishop takes c3, but he says that sounds ridiculous. I mean, a little bit ridiculous, but at least you have something for your lack of development. Although I definitely wouldn't want to play with all these holes around my king, unless it was a very specific situation that I'd studied. But yeah, this is you can't play like knight here and then c5 and then dc. This is just too much. And yeah, David really never gets his army out after this. Vanita comes in with her queen, ruling at b6. Excuse me. Just getting over a little bit of a cold. It's one of the reasons I haven't recorded in a while. Yeah. Already here, it's almost like time to sack a pawn or something. At least you get something. Oh, I didn't even notice. Oh, I see the problem. Sorry about that. You promote the variation. When I was looking at this game earlier, somehow okay, that's more like it. Somehow I promoted the wrong variations. Anyway, so, but e6 makes sense. Like, why give up a pawn if you don't have to attack the queen? But yeah, now the queen is penetrating. And here David comments, I considered queen a6, which I assume he means queen b6. Not sure why I didn't play it. Would have been smart. Went for the nonsense longer plan instead. So like, this is not a particularly useful comment. Like, because you have to be like, why didn't you play it? What were you afraid of? And why did you think the other plan was better? And like calling your plan nonsense, like it's not helping you because like obviously you didn't think it was nonsense because you like went for it. I mean, it's good to have self criticism, but like just kind of vague self criticism is not very useful. So he played a rook e8. I assume he wanted to play bishop f8, hitting the queen and getting her out of there. And maybe he was afraid to trade queens when he was like that poorly developed, although generally it's usually a good idea to trade pieces when you're all discombobulated, so at least then you have more hope to get your guys out. Although sometimes it's not good if the other side can keep up the pressure. But yeah, queen b6 would have been better here. For one thing, if white takes, now you could kind of say you have this rook developed. You don't have to worry about the c-pawn anymore, and you're probably not going to get mated, or white's not going to get a big attack. You can play knight c6 and hopefully unravel with no problems. I mean, I'm sure white's still a little better here, but yeah, rook e8. Yeah, it kind of ignores this threat, and this is always a hole you have to watch out for when you move the c-pawn and you fianchetted your bishop, especially. Yeah, this square. I mean, I knew about this square way back before I really even seriously started playing, and then I just played casual games. I would always get forked on this square, so yeah. And then this is awkward, very awkward. Probably like knight a6 is called for, but you know this is really not harmonious here. So yeah, when you're in a situation like this, yeah, try to trade. Rook e8 and bishop f8 is a bit convoluted, and it doesn't address like the underlying problems with black's position. Here David says he was anticipating queen c7, not queen g3. Yeah, I think queen g3 is better because it keeps the pressure. And yeah, again, knight a6 might be called for here to replace e5, but this has other problems. Yeah, white just keeps developing. I mean, the thing about positions like this, it just makes it so easy on your opponent. Like, white definitely doesn't play all the right moves in these positions. I think the computer already says it's like +3 for white, but it's just so easy to play. Like this knight is pinned. This bishop's awkward. You can see all the pieces are on the back rank, whereas white is attacking. So yeah, it's just very awkward. Um, so yeah, now knight b6, it does make some sense, although you know, the knight isn't really even hit. The minor pieces are still in the back rank, and yeah, already white can whip up a good attack. Now that the e-pawn's moved, this is a problem. Yeah, knight h4 could come. It's very awkward. I'm just gonna show some moves. Who knows? There already might be sacrifices with rook takes and knight takes. I'll just give the engine line knight f6, knight g5. Already putting pressure here, and yeah, already this is the best that black can do according to the engine, and yeah, it's definitely not good. Excuse me. So, but white was a little cooperative, went back with knight c3, although this is not really so cooperative because you can see the knight is coming in here, actually, and there's not really a whole lot black can do about it. You could try to go to f6, but yeah, white could come here anyway. White could play bishop c4. This has its own problems. But knight c6, queen went to a5. Yeah, and all white's pieces are massed around the king, and the queen is just kind of out here. The bishop, I don't think this bishop ever gets developed in the whole game. c3 is a bit of a strange move. But okay, c3, white's not really ruining anything. And then h6. Yeah, David says it's the engines. The engine liked, I assume he means h6. I mean, it does keep the knight of g5, but it's hard to really recommend moves here. Yeah, protecting the square. But now he ends up going back. I mean, yeah, you can't play rook e7. This is just really awkward. It's hard to suggest too many good moves here. Yeah, now this bishop is here. There could be a sacrifice. And yeah, it's kind of ironic, both these knights blocking both the bishops. And now the rooks are forked. Or no, excuse me, the rooks, yeah, this is a nice tactic. White sacrifices the knight, but comes in with mate here. So, unfortunate game for David, but hopefully he learned his lesson about piece development. Yeah, I mean, you can't just play moves like this. Sometimes, like in some openings, very rarely, there's weird moves blocking in the other knight, but it's very rare, and it's very unlikely that this would be a good move when these pieces still need to be developed. So let's jump to round 3. David was white here, and we got ourselves a c3 Sicilian with e5, which is kind of strange because it leaves the d pawn backwards. And here it's kind of like a, I mean, not kind of like, it's exactly like a two knights fried liver, except the inclusion of c3 and c5, which probably makes it, I would be more reluctant to sacrifice the knight here. Oops. These arrows. I would be more reluctant, excuse me, to sacrifice the knight here because the c3 square is not available for the knight. I'll show you what I mean later. d5 was played. Yeah, and here David does indeed sacrifice the knight, which is acceptable, but you have to be very precise. I would probably play d5, d4, and yeah, if he goes like this, yeah, white just has a really nice lead development. Yeah, he has sacked a pawn. Black could try to hold it together. No, not like that. But yeah, this is awkward. Let me turn the engine off. So yeah, but he goes ahead and sacks. Brave. Yeah, but again, not having the c3 square means he has to be very careful. In fact, already castling is a blunder because Knight e5 is a move, and this bishop can't maintain the pressure. If he goes ahead and trades here, okay, it's true black's king is in the center, but yeah, white's pieces aren't ready to mate the king, and black's just a piece up. So yeah, these distinctions are important. You can't. The fact that these pawns are here and here means it's very different than a normal fried liver king's pawn opening, and you have to be aware of that. So yeah, castling is a mistake. Better is like to keep the pressure with d4. And now if knight a5, oh yeah, there's some crazy variations like this. Queen can't take because this piece is dropping probably with devastating effect. And if here, oh yeah, this is not good because yeah, either way, king or queen takes. So, but it's tricky. These variations are harder to see than kind of more natural, like piling on the pins piece variations. Oh my god, all these arrows. Okay, when I'm not on camera, I gotta practice doing this. This is quite embarrassing. Okay, pawns can't move backwards. Whew. There we go. Okay, but David Castleton black obligingly brought his knight back, which is a bad move. Um, David plays d4, and then b5. Obviously, you can't go like this. That would be bad. So David takes it. c4 was played. This move is fine. I'm always a fan of developing another piece. So I would slightly prefer knight a3, but c4. I mean, c4 does create a threat. Black has the only move now to bring the knight back, protecting this rook in the corner. And David goes forward with the king. And yeah, this move I don't like. I like knight c3. You're already threatening mate here. Yeah, okay, if knight takes, then you can't mate here because this square is 3 up, but this is an excellent position. So yeah, this is a long game. These are long tournament games. 100 minutes for the first 40 moves, sudden death half hour. So it's good to really take your time and just on principle. When you're a piece down, you want to be developing pieces. Let me just show that line a little further. So if here a knight takes, this is the only move, and then already you're winning your piece back with black having a continued horrible position. So this would just be crushing for white. And yeah, it's not too hard to calculate that. Um, plus, yeah, there's other threats like knight here, and even well, I won't spoil it because David played in the game. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, bishop a4, bishop here, bishop drops back. So David's losing some time, although black's king is still in bad shape. Knight e8. Yeah, it doesn't look quite right. I mean, it's awkward for the king. These pieces, these 3 pieces here behind the king are like in the way. I don't know if you can get away with something like g6, bishop g7, and then bring the a rook over or something like that. But anyway, knight e8, knight c3, knight f6, and then bishop f4. Kind of a cool move. The engine really likes b4 here. I believe some variation like this, where these pawns are just gonna like, yeah, hit hard. And yeah, so b4 would have been cool. I think b4 is recommended a couple times, but bishop f4 is interesting. Can't be taken because of checkmate with the queen. Still can't be taken because mate will follow if it is, I believe. Yeah, and this is going to be, it's got to be mate. Oh yeah, anyway, this is mate. So king ducked. And yeah, here's the last critical position. David didn't get the remainder of the moves, and he said this game was actually drawn, which is kind of a sad result. So yeah, David cashed out here. I say cashed out, but really he hasn't won his piece back. So winning the exchange and trading queens is not really what you want to be doing. Of course, white does have a bunch of extra pawns, including this really amazing pass pawn. So I'm gonna pause real quick. My neighbor's calling me. Hey, what's up? I'm back. So instead of taking this rook, which is not really going anywhere anyway, and yeah, these guys aren't exactly threatening on the queen side here. Uh, yeah, knight a4 would be a good move. You still have the pressure on the rook, um, but it's just a sample variation. Take this guy. Yeah, this knight is stuck defending this bishop, and yeah, rook here. Sorry, this arrow actually should have gone all the way up here. Yeah, there's just too many threats for black to deal with, and yeah. Oh, I did highlight this square for a reason actually, because of the bishop moves. Then we're penetrating here. And actually, this bishop has no moves. The knight can't move without the bishop dropping. I suppose the bishop could move, but yeah, this is not looking very good for Team Black. So yeah, it's unfortunate David didn't win this game. Main takeaways were yeah, the opening. When you sack a piece, you have to be very careful. Like this castling move is a little too casual because yeah, knight a5 and black's better. White doesn't have enough compensation for the piece. Yeah, and I would be a little reluctant to sack the knight here. Yeah, d5 or castles. You can always sack it later in these type of fried liver positions. You know, if you play d4. Now, if black really wants to insist, now you can sack, and you've gained time, open up your bishop, have more pressure against the center. So I'm going to do the final game in the same video. Um, I'll keep the engine off. Excuse me. So e4, David's white in this game. It's been yeah, he said he considered castles in d4. I mean, in my opinion, you kind of have to know a line cold and just stick with that line. Like I play d3 now. I used to play this. Briefly, I toyed with I think this is a Max Lang, and yeah, there's some really fun lines for white, but there's a lot to memorize, and black has some kind of drawish lines. So I think d3 is the best move. Bishop e7. David said he thought he was winning here. I don't know. I mean, it's a game. This is not the most aggressive move, but it's by no means like a terrible move. Oh, and here's a horrible move. David said, I wanted to play romantic chess and sack all my pieces because I was not coming into the money anyway. Well, yeah, this is just really horrible. I mean, you can play these type of moves in certain positions, but here you can't even capture back with pawn because you're losing your rook and your queen. So yeah, he can just capture with no problems and just play d5. And yeah, black's not even castled. All these pieces are defending the king side. Black's even ahead in development. So this is like more than a piece. This is like you're like a piece down, and black's better anyway. In fact, yeah, black's even threatening to take here, and you can't even capture back. So this is just a horrible position. And amazingly, after h4, black didn't capture, which is sorry. Let me turn this phone off so I don't get texts or calls anymore. Yeah. I mean, this is a long game. And yeah, black should see that he can just capture and play d5, and he's doing amazing. So yeah, disappointed in h4. I mean, yeah, romantic chess is good, but even in romance, even Paul Morphy developed all his pieces. He didn't just randomly push the h pawn. So d6. He was being a little bitch and not taking the free piece. All right, we should keep this channel professional, not talk like this. But so I decided to take my piece back. So really, you just played here and then back for no reason, and then played h4. So black's got to be a little bit better here. Okay, now black pins. David unpins. Yeah, I don't know about this. White's not castle's kingside, so maybe here's better for black. Forces white to either go back or give the bishop pair back. But this also looks pretty good for white. So black castles, a little risky because the g file's open. It develops. King h7. I'm not sure what that's all about. I guess he was afraid of. A sacrifice here. In fact, I don't think can white already sacrifice. Yeah, maybe he actually can. All right, I'm going to cheat and turn the engine on. I'm just pretty curious. Knight d4. Yeah, that's why I can't sacrifice. And after this, now you can take the bishop. Yeah, I knew there was something. Okay, so the sacrifice wouldn't have been sound. Knight c3. But clearly black was worried about it. Yeah, I mean, this is why it's important to like study openings, look at your games on the computer, and just look at a lot of different variations because, yeah, just seeing tactics like this, knight here. I mean, this is why chess is an amazing deep game because a move like this can defend against this threat. So anyway, but black didn't see that. He played cautiously. David castles, knight a5. Now he says, thought I was lost. Before he thought he was winning on move 5, and then now he thinks he's losing because knight here. This comment confuses me. I don't know why he would think he's losing. I mean, if anything, white's still got to be better because can put pressure on the king side. This move makes sense. c6 is a little slow. Excuse me. a3. Okay, he wants to retreat the bishop, but I can't criticize a3 too much. Oh yeah, and d4. Oh yeah, and here I commented. If you're gonna have to. Oh yeah, so here's the problem. This pawn is coming forward. So if you're gonna have to play a crazy sack line anyway, that's my comment. Better to not play ED and let him play CD because then he's keeping more pressure on your king. Better to just retreat right away. Yeah, and this is actually not the end of the world because you can do this, and if he takes... Oh, what am I talking about? That is not possible. So, yeah, this is coming anyway. Don't trade pawns and make it worse on your king. Well, there's some way that... Oh yeah, you have to play this here. Which is similar to the game. Yeah. Oh, actually... yeah, so... Here David actually found this move, which is pretty cool. This is check, so neither of these pieces can be captured. And then you have here, and you're penetrating with your king. I forgot what the engine thinks of this. For some reason I think it's like equal, yeah. But the way David played it, it's less equal. That is to say not equal, because now white can also have pressure against his own king. yeah, bishop f8 was necessary here. But queen f8 was played. Yeah, better to keep this knight, I think. Maybe knight here, 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 instead of knight e5, knight d5. Oh yeah, this is a big problem. Yeah, knight h6. Yeah, black is desperate to trade queens, but he has to just save the knight. And yeah, actually black's slightly better. Very complicated position, but yeah, rook h6. I mean, excuse me, queen h6 just loses the queen because we get the king off the square. If you go straight back, he's getting mated right away. So it goes to g7, but now we're checking him. Yeah. And yeah, he said his opponent resigned a couple moves later. So yeah, this game was definitely the worst out of all the games. Well, actually, no, I think round 2 was the worst. No, I mean, definitely h4 on move 6 is like just inexcusable. And the fact that black didn't take it, if black has a coach, I hope his coach is really giving him crap about this because you can't even take the pawn. Yeah, black is dominating here. So h4 is bad. And then after this, white played pretty well. I mean, I would back up, watching out for yeah, c3. You always have to be aware of these threats with c3 or c6, hitting a bishop that's on c4 or c5 if you're black, and then coming forward to attack these two pieces. This is a common common theme, common trap. So probably better to just back this up right away. But got to give David props for his energy here. Although if bishop would have taken, the attack is not strong enough, and black should be able to hold and be better. But okay, so over a 30-minute video, and hopefully David got some good feedback and learned some things from these games. And if you want your own AMFGs, feel free to reach out to me. You can leave a comment in the video, and I'm happy to make some videos for you for a low rate. Also, check out chesslessons.com, and keep in mind that it's just in beta form. It's going to be improved more and more all the time. And keep your eye out for chess video game. All right, talk to y'all later.